Hi students, how are you? How's things? Okay, well, so in the last class we were discussing about the story Taro titled as Taro's Reward. And now shall we have a quick recap of the story? Okay, so Taro and his parents lived in a small hut and he is a thoughtful son of his parents and he loved his parents very much. And he was a woodcutter who go to work every day. And one day there happened a big storm and his father felt very much cold and his father wished to have some sake. Sake is a expensive Japanese drink, but Taro don't have any money to buy that drink, that sake. Then he decided to work even more harder than ever. Then next day morning he woke up early and he went to his work. Then while he was working he heard the sound of some stream. Because of his tiredness he go near that stream to have some water. But it surprised him very much. Actually that was not a water. Instead it's a sea. Then he collected some sake in his pot and he gave that sake to his poor old father. Then by drinking that sake, the father stopped his shivering and he became very much warm and he started dancing because of happiness. So till here we were discussing in the last class. So shall we continue? Well, all of you get ready, take your English textbook. Page number 31, 7th paragraph. Taro quickly filled the pitcher he had with him and hurried home. The old man was delighted with the sake, so he collected all that sake in his pot and he went back to his home. At only one swallow of the liquid, he stopped shivering and did a little dance in the middle of the floor. So when his father got that sake, his shivering, everything stopped and he started dancing because of happiness. Page number 32. That afternoon, a neighbor stopped by for a visit. Taro's father politely offered her a cup of sake. The lady drank it greedily and thanked the old man. Then Taro told her the story of the magic waterfall. And at that evening, one neighbor came there. And Taro's father gave that lady a cup of few sake. And that lady drank that greedily. And Taro also explained about the magical lake he saw in the forest. Then Tara told her the story of the magic waterfall. Thanking them for the delicious drink, she left in a hurry. By nightfall, she had spread the story throughout the whole village. And she also thanked her Tara's family and she went back to her home. And in the next day itself, she told this story to all the villagers. The story spread all over the village. Then, that evening there was a long procession of visitors to the woodcutter's house. Each man heard the story of the waterfall and took a sip of the sake. In less than an hour, the pitcher was empty. Then, next day, all the neighbors, all the people in that village came to Taro's home to know about they want to know about the story, about the magical story of that sake. And all of them also had some sake, and within some time, that means in less than an hour, so after a few hours, the pitcher was empty. There was nothing left in that pitcher, in that pot. Then next morning Taro started for work even earlier than the morning before. He carried with him the largest pitcher he owned, for he intended first of all to go to the waterfall. The next day, he went to his work earlier than ever and firstly he gone near that river. Then what did he see? When he reached it, he found to his great surprise all his neighbors there. They were carrying pitchers, jars, buckets, anything they could find to hold the magic sake. Then one villager knelt and held his mouth under the waterfall to drink. Then again Taro got surprised. When he reached near that waterfall, he saw all his neighbors, all the villagers were there. They also carried a bucket, jar, jugs, everything they can. And by seeing them, Taro got surprised and he hid near that forest, and he was watching what was happening there. And one of the villager tasted that water. Then he drank again and again and then shouted angrily, "Water! Nothing but water." Others also tried, but there was no sake, only cold water. Then that villager, all the villagers were tasting that waterfall, but they all got angry because they are tasting again and again, but it's water. They started shouting, they started making noise because it's not sake, it's a pure cold water. Then all the villagers got angry. "We have been tricked," shouted the villagers. "Where is Taro? Let us drown him in this waterfall." But Taro had been wise enough to slip behind a rock when he saw how things were going. He was nowhere to be found. Then by seeing all these scenes, Taro hid near a rock, and he was not there. He slipped up from that villagers. Then, muttering their anger and disappointment, the villagers left the place one by one. Taro came out from his hiding place. Was it true? He wondered. Was the sake a dream? Then all the villagers got angry. They were in anger because they don't get any sake from that waterfall. It's a pure water called water. Then they all were cursing Taro. Where is that Taro? We all have been tricked. We all have been. It's not true. Then one by one all the villagers left from that place. Then Taro came from his hiding place, and he was again tasting that sake. Was it true or was it a dream? He was really surprised. Then once more he caught a little liquid in his hand and put it to his lips. It was the same fine sake. To the thoughtful son, the magic waterfall gave the delicious sake. To everyone else, it gave only cold water. Then he was really surprised because no one else got that sake. Then he again tasted a little water. That means sake. Then again he tasted that waterfall. He take some water in his hands and he was tasting. But again it's sake. It's that delicious sake. It's not that cold water. Then he was really surprised. But the truth is, to the thoughtful son, the magic waterfall gave the delicious sake. Actually, that waterfall is one of a magical waterfall, and that magical waterfall gave that thoughtful son sake instead all others, and to all others it gave as usual a cold water. So we can say Taro is a thoughtful son. He loved his parents very much. Thus that magical waterfall gave him that delicious expensive drink, and to all others the magical waterfall gives pure cold water. Page number 34. The story of Taro and his magic waterfall reached the Emperor of Japan. He sent for the young woodcutter and rewarded him with 20 pieces of gold for having been so good and kind. And the story reached the Emperor of Japan, and the Emperor of Japan gifted Taro 20 gold coins for having been so kind and loving, thoughtful son. Then he named the most beautiful fountain in the city after Taro. Then the emperor also named a city as Taro in Japan. This said that the emperor was to encourage all children to honor and obey their parents. Why the emperor? So yes, this is a kind of encouragement to all the children out there. This story is conveying a great moral. We should be like Taro. We should be thoughtful. We should love our parents as much we can. If we love our parents now, in our future, our children will also love us. So be kind. You should obey your parents. You should show some love towards your parents. They are your God. So be kind and you should love your parents. Be like Taro.
Nowadays, students are not obeying their parents. They act like their own likes and dislikes. No love, no care, no respect. Love your parents and treat them with love and care. For you will only know their value when you see their empty chair. So love your parents.
That's all for today. Hope this is clear. Thank you.